Alright, here's a video talking about how to outsmart the New World Order in the doomsday scenario. I find this more important than, what celebrities holding up this Illuminati hand sign and such. We know the Georgia Guidestones, the wicked power elite has put in stone out in the open that they are going to kill us. They want to depopulate the earth down to 500 million, which means you and your family die. So this video, I don't know if this guy is a government paid shill or what, but he believes that when turmoil hits the fan, that prison guards and the state government are just going to open up the doors and let all the prisoners go free. So murderers and rapists and whoever else are just going to walk right on out and, kill whoever they want, rape whoever they want. So imagine if you were a prison guard and you lived 2 miles away from the prison. Would you just open up the doors and let all the criminals go and then cross your fingers and hope they don't make it to your property and rape your wife or kill you and such? No. These people are going to die. They're going to be executed. They won't even question it. So I'm going to go ahead and say this guy has no clue in the world. He's got another video called Midwest is a Death Trap. This video really makes me think this guy is a government paid shill or a deceiver. Basically, he wants you to think all the prisoners are going to go free, they're going to get in gangs, and then they're going to go out in the middle of nowhere in these small towns and plunder or look for preppers. So I want you to think about this for a second. Think about a gang of 20 thugs and criminals. Do you think they're going to go out in the middle of Montana where there's literally nothing, looking for some tiny little shack, thinking, well, we're going to find a prepper out here in the middle of nowhere, and if we don't, I guess we'll just starve to death. It's just absurd nonsense. Most of these gangs are going to stay within a 20-mile circumference of every major city. So the best place to go in a turmoil hits the fan scenario would probably be in the Midwest. So if you are a prepper and you are determined to outsmart the New World Order, there's something that you have to take into consideration. It's all these drones. They have these $10,000, $15,000 drones. Basically, I know someone that installed a above ground pool a couple years ago, and apparently the county now has this high quality drone, and it flew around taking pictures or video, and I think they put it on some kind of computer where they compare older video or pictures and it can detect changes. Well, he installed this above ground pool and now he has to pay $360 more a year in property taxes. And he thought about just ripping it out, like, man, screw this, I'm not paying for this nonsense. But I'm just telling you, they have drones flying around all the time, and they can compare changes on properties. Which means if you were going to start digging holes for a secret underground bunker, you're going to have to figure out ways to keep it a secret. Now, I don't know if a large tarps that look like grass that you could put over your hole when you're attempting to construct your underground bunker or whatever. I don't know if that would help. But I do know this right now would probably be the most difficult time to construct an underground bunker. Unless you buy an old ran down property out in the country that has a big old barn. You've seen a lot of these old barns when you're driving out in the country. This, to me, is the greatest camouflage for constructing an underground bunker. Like, you could take school buses right into your old crappy barn and put them in the ground. It's amazing that years ago I would have considered this worthless. Like, I wouldn't even want that property. But now I consider it precious. Because drones flying over would have no clue in the world that you are digging 16 feet in the ground inside of your old crappy barn. Now, I think the best video I've ever made was called Simpson Predicting Future Part 2, where I talk about ideas on how to outsmart the New World Order and all this. It definitely has one flaw. I think in there I talk about an old prophecy about the 44th president will be a black man and such, the last president and all that. It's just nonsense. I don't even know if a black female is ever going to come into office, even if she has the DNA of a man. I think Ivanka Trump is the real 44. That is the last president. But besides that, this is definitely my favorite video. I think this video has ideas in it that would actually help preppers. Because my goal or dream is to have at least 10,000 people out there that over the next 10 years slowly figure out ways to outsmart the New World Order. And when turmoil hits the fan, they will be secure and safe. And the UN soldiers will have no clue in the world where they're at. But just remember, before you start digging holes and creating secret underground bunkers and all that, there might be drones that are watching you. You definitely want to keep that in mind.